I guess that's me with my favorite camera, Leica M3. It's a late model from 1957. I've had it for like 6 months, which is not very long, and I'm not very good at it. But despite that sort of amateurish photography skill that I'm still sort of working on, that guy, my dad, sitting right there, decided you all would benefit from hearing me talk about my sort of photography stuff. So you will suffer with him for the next 6 minutes. So when I thought about giving this presentation, what I would talk about in regards to my relationship with photography, which again, very new thing, I thought of this guy, Will Homer, who's a very good friend of mine I've known since high school. And in high school, we'd go on these long walks, and he would sort of say, you know, this is nice, because in high school you're very dramatic and sad, and everything's terrible, and he would sort of want to smell the roses a little bit. And I always really appreciated that about him. He would just say, like, this is nice. You know, it's a little walk, but it's nice, and it's important to stop and sort of point out that something is nice. Otherwise, you'll just be walking, and you won't notice that it's nice unless you point it out. And so this summer, I was sitting with a friend of mine by a river, and I just thought, like, this is really nice. Like, it's been not that challenging, but it's a nice summer, you know. And I want to say that I don't know this person that well, and I want to more than say it. I kind of want to like take a picture. I want something to remember it by, but taking out my phone and taking a picture feels like kind of lame, you know, and it's not like calling it out. So I guess what I'm getting at is, to me, taking a photograph is more about the decision to be there with a camera and to sort of call out the moment as this elegant place and time. And so when I take pictures, I don't really think about looking at the picture, which is ironic, admittedly, since we're all here looking at the photographs. But I don't really think about that. I think about just being there. And so when I thought about what camera I wanted to get, I didn't get some fancy digital camera. I got some fancy film camera. And I got a Hasselblad 500C, which was my first camera. It's the same camera that went to the moon on Apollo 11, actually. Not that one. I got a different one. And it's a camera that is very difficult to use. It has no light meter. You have to set everything manually. 120 film is really big and finicky, and you only get 12 shots, and they're like, you know, $2 a shot if you pay for development and color film. And so it's this really serious thing. When you take this camera as a big case, I take it out, and I'm like, all right, I'm taking your picture now. Don't move. It's $2, you know, just hold on. And so for a long time, I would carry this camera around. It weighs like 6 pounds, and I would have it around just in case. You know, just carrying around this camera alone is like the admission that something amazing might happen, like something worth taking this camera out and like setting it up for 5 minutes might occur. Like that last shot was at Bread and Puppet with my new fiance. What up, Abby? And so when I first started doing photography this summer, again, new thing. Why am I telling you about it? I would take pictures sort of from a distance and from behind. I would notice these amazing things happening, and I would decide, like, oh, I really want to say this is nice. I want to tell the person it's really nice. So I took pictures sort of from a distance for a long time. And as I was getting more and more into it and wanting to shoot more and more, I somehow convinced the people I work with that, like, you know, guys, our marketing would really benefit from film photographs. So you should buy me some film and let me photograph a bunch of hemp growers. And they said yes. It was amazing. And so I had the opportunity to go to a bunch of incredible hemp farmers. And there was no opportunity to sort of like, I'm just going to hang back and like take some pictures. And like, if something amazing happens, like, I'll take a picture. It was like, all right, I'm here to take your portrait for a website where lots of people are going to look at it. So I was forced to like get up and sort of make these moments happen. And I found that really interesting. And this is one of my favorite photographs that I took at a friend's farm as we were, you know, hanging up that year's hemp harvest. And so that sort of transition from noticing moments that you were appreciating to trying to like make moments, I found a really interesting shift in my life this year. This guy is a one-armed farmer from, I don't know what it's actually called. He calls it the Lame Side of the Road Farm in the Northeast Kingdom. It's on the same road as the Museum of Everyday Life, which you should all go to. And every year I pick up stuff from his farm stand, and he was there. And I had met his grandson. His grandson's like biking around with this pit bull all summer. And so I went and took their picture, and that's something I wouldn't have done if I didn't have this camera in my car and decide, like, I'm going to go make a moment worth appreciating, or I'm going to go find this moment worth appreciating. And this is another photograph that's fairly meaningful. Everyone know Maglianero Cafe? Yeah, what's up? This was two of the baristas there on the last day that it was open. And sort of by being there, they're both photographers, film photographers no less, as well. And being there with this camera and sort of deciding to take photographs of it really changed the atmosphere from this sort of, well, maybe it was a happy atmosphere and the camera had nothing to do with it, but to me it seemed like the camera sort of elevated it into this like appreciative moment. And this is a person I went to school with named Robert, and on my way to work every day, or every Wednesday, he would be walking to baby yoga, which like, so cute. And we ended up getting back together, becoming friends again as I took his portrait every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Something, again, I wouldn't have done. He thought it was totally ridiculous, which, you know, it is. And so the moments that are really sort of fleeting and precious are one thing, and then there's moments that just happen all the time, and you're reminded to appreciate those for being kind of commonplace, whether you're hanging out with an old friend or your new fiance. And I think choosing to appreciate those moments is great, and for me, film photography has allowed me to appreciate them more, and whatever that is for you, you know, bring it into 2020 and donate to Bernie Sanders. So.